I'm going to make Klema today. I'm starting with 1 pound of Klema meat from the market. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of this fine bugler. So 1 pound of meat to 1 cup of bugler. I'm going to pour the 1 cup of bugler in a bowl, and then I am going to add water to it. And I'm going to fill it up so it kind of covers it. Just covers it. You can see how it looks like that because I'm going to let it sit while I'm chopping the onions and the parsley, and it'll absorb all the water. Chop 1 white onion. I chopped the 1/2 first. I'm going to chop the other half, and after I've chopped it, I'm going to even chop it a little bit finer so it's not such big pieces in the parsley and onion mixture. So I'm going to finish chopping my onion. Now I'm going to chop up the parsley. It's a flat leaf parsley, and I'm going to cut all these ends off. I'm going to rinse it under water and then put it in a paper towel and kind of squeeze out the moisture. And then I'm going to kind of go through it, and if there's any long pieces, you know, like pieces long like this one, I'm going to snap it off so I just kind of have the leaf. But I'll show you when I'm done. See, I'm rinsed it under water. I'm squeezing it out, and I'm opening it up, and I'm going to break off like these long end pieces. I don't want the long pieces in there. I don't do every single one, but I try to get the thickest ones out so they're not in my mixture. I got most of the thick stems out. I'm going to dab it with a towel again, a paper towel, to try to get all the water that was on there. I just kind of squish it like that, and then I shake that off like that. And then I'm going to start chopping it up fine. So I'll show you the chopping after how it looks when I finish. Finished chopping my parsley, so it came out pretty thin. And now I'm going to add it to my chopped onions. So I'll add all of that, all what I have here, and then I'll mix it all together with a spoon. I'm going to add my meat to the bugler. See, the water is all absorbed, so that's kind of how it looks. It might have been I put a little bit too much water in, but sometimes it's still a little crunchy. But I'm going to add my pound of meat now. Okay. Then I'm going to add salt to taste. And I have to keep tasting so to make sure I get enough salt in there. So I'm going to start with a little bit at a time. And then I have cayenne pepper, and I'm going to put a little bit in there because everybody likes it a little spicy. So I'm just shaking a little bit. The cayenne pepper goes a long way. So I think that's about it for right now. Now I'm going to start mixing it together. And then after I mix it all together, I put a can of tomato sauce, the small can. If I feel like it gets too, usually I put 1 can in and I leave a little bit at the bottom. I don't, just very little. You could still hear the sauce shake around. If I feel like the meat is too mushy, then I'll do a little bit less of the tomato sauce. But I wish I could add the tomato sauce while I'm doing this, but I can't hold the phone in that too, so I'll come back to you. Now I'm going to add the tomato sauce. I'm just going to add not even a half a can right now. And I'm going to mix it together and see how it feels. I'm just kind of mushing it together. And then after I do the tomato sauce, then I'm going to taste it and see if it needs more cayenne pepper more salt. So I've got it all mixed. And sometimes when you taste it, the bugler will still taste maybe a little bit crunchy, but after the meat sets in the refrigerator, it goes away. So I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. So I probably have maybe 1/4 of a can of the tomato sauce left. Like I said, it just depends on when I'm adding the water to the bugler. If I put too much water and then I add the meat, it gets a little bit too mushy. So I don't want it to be really mushy. The consistency right now feels pretty good. So I'm going to taste it for the salt and the cayenne pepper, and then I'll get back to you. I just put it on my dish, and now you can kind of form this any way you want it to look. I have it on a dinner plate, and I just kind of form it round, kind of like that, and then I kind of go around and make like an edge, because I'm going to put all those onions and parsley on top of this. So like I said, you can form it to whatever, and then I kind of pat it down to make it get a little bit bigger and kind of round it out so it looks nice. And I'm pushing it down so I get like a little edge on it. And you know, if you want to make 2 pounds, then just double everything. It's very easy. It's very easy to make. I guess I could have added a little bit more salt. I didn't. The cayenne pepper, maybe I put a little bit too much. So when you're putting the cayenne pepper on, just do a little at a time. You know, put a little bit in, squish it around, mix it up, and then taste it. I don't know if you guys would taste it or not. I don't know. So after I have it formed like that, then I have my onion mixture, and I'm going to put all of this on top of this. And so this is kind of how it looks. And I just kind of squish it around to all the corners. So when I'm done, after I put everything on, I'll take a picture. Product, I'm just going to cover it and put it in the refrigerator. It's done.